Welcome to the show. It's Real Talk with the Sixth Man. I'm your host, the Sixth Man. This podcast is uncut, unscripted, and we talk about a wide range of topics: Black entrepreneurship, social injustice, education, finances, the family dynamic, Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, and mental health, along with many more. It's a Real Talk podcast to empower, educate, encourage, uplift, and inspire, and to allow others to be better than they were yesterday.
It's Wednesday, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know what it is, man. For some reason, I'm dragging. I'm dragging a little bit. I don't know why I'm dragging. But we're going to get it done. I think it makes you ready, I think. I don't know. She was talking to me earlier. Let's see. Let me see if she's ready.
I'm ready.
I was like, hold on. Let me see if she's ready, y'all. She might not be.
Yeah. I know I was having some technical difficulties at first, but I'm here. So, just FYI, these lights are flickering, so I don't know if this light is about to go out.
Lights at your house? At your crib?
Yes, the kitchen, the overhead light is flickering.
So. That's that Jeffrey Dahmer. You've been watching that Jeffrey Dahmer, huh? Yeah. You gotta stop watching that shit. That shit, man, is serious, man.
Oh my God, yeah.
Serious. I heard somebody was trying to or bought his glasses. They was like $150,000.
Are you serious? Where did they even find his glasses at?
I mean, listen. People
how do we even know those are his real glasses?
People do some weird shit. I have no idea. That is just
that's crazy.
It's Wednesday, man. What's your week look like so far? I know you. I mean,
it was a lot.
I'm on grind. I'm grinding. I can't wait to the weekend. It seems like every week I can't wait to the weekend.
Yeah, Kevin. I know for me, I worked all the last weekend.
And the weekend only like a day and a half.
Yeah. I know. That's what it really is. Yeah. But I know I worked all last weekend. I'm ready just to be off this weekend. It's just been a lot. And then work like 12-hour shifts. I'm over it.
It's like you get home from work Friday night. You act like you go party. You get up Saturday morning. Like, yeah, I'm gonna move around a little bit. By the time you go to sleep Saturday and wake up Sunday, you feel like you already it's Monday. You like, damn, it's Monday.
It's already Monday. So
It's rough.
Yeah, this week's been tiring.
So, I mean, it's so much that we can't talk about out here. I mean, as always. But we always try to find a few things to kind of tackle as we hear them and people bring up ideas and stuff. So we got two young ladies, man. Right now, we got one. She told me she had to take a phone call, so she'll be with us momentarily. I was like, bet. And then the second one said that she's doing something with her son, so she should be done before we're done. So as the guests produce themselves, we're gonna bring them in, right? And so I think it's gonna be a good dialogue as they both enter the discussion. But when we talk about colorism, right? And I remember I had this conversation maybe like a year ago, maybe a year ago. I did a Zoom. I did a Zoom with like four women. I think it was. I got to go back and dig that up and see. But I had this conversation before about colorism, and I heard some things that I didn't. I'm gonna say quite honestly, I wasn't hip to. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, I was the only male on the call, on the Zoom. So a lot of the stuff that you all tell us about, you know what I'm saying, I'm learning it for the first time. Like, damn, for real. So, I mean, for me, it was eye-opening because I was hearing shit like, damn, that really happens? So, and then I've even heard you say at one time where you say the industry that you're in is male dominant.
Yeah.
And so you know, some of the women feel that, you know, within the workplace, which you shouldn't, because it should be a healthy, work environment. But sometimes that happens, but I've heard that happens in more than one profession. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
So this topic of colorism for me is just a little bit more like just a wider lens, because I want to see what you think. I saw you was putting up some questions in there. So I wanted to see what you think, and I mean, if you still got questions as we go ahead and put them in there, and we'll
because I just put one in there. But I know with colorism, I mean, I guess anybody who lives in the Black community, a Black person, colorism is something in our community. I mean, I know it's been around. For me, it's as old as time, for real, when it comes to that and Black people. And it's just something, I guess, that dates back to slavery, that dates back all the way to that history. But it's just light skin, dark skin thing. I mean, that's how it's always been. And I do feel that I think it's more women that get affected by it than men. I do feel that.
Really?
But I mean, if I'm a Black woman and I just see it more because I'm in that community more, I guess. But it just seems those are the women that seem to have really, have gone through. I mean, it's really affected them a lot. So, I mean, I'm not saying that men don't get affected by it, but it seems like women really get affected by it the most. But I don't know. Like, I have no idea. Like how you even said you were in a room, you were the only man, you were the only male in the room when y'all had that discussion. And then I think also, like, even the two young women we have today, they're also women. Like, I just feel like maybe, our population gets affected more when it comes to colorism than men, but I don't know.
But then it comes on so many different levels, though. Like I was reading what the Urban Dictionary was saying, because I think I had put that in the title page, in the description page, and I mean, for me, it just seemed like you say, we do it within our community, but it seemed like it's coming from so many different places. Like, it's coming from, our people, it's coming from others, it seems like it's coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just not like one storyline or, one perception, so to speak. It's like a full lens. And so sometimes when we talk, we don't realize who are those individuals that want to talk about stuff, that may have a different, so to speak, perspective. You know what I'm saying? And so I got two young ladies, man. I've known both of these young ladies for a while now. It's both cool. And I think that when we initially spoke on this topic in the group, it was under a meme. I think it was a meme. I want to say it was a meme. I might be wrong, but they might correct me if I'm wrong. But I remember we were talking in the comments, and I was like, man, if y'all want to do this, we can talk about it. Because they were saying stuff that, again, I had this conversation a while back. Women were saying stuff, and I was like, what, for real? Like, I mean, I was just oblivious to it, right? And so sometimes me being brown skinned, light skinned, people get on me, whatever the shit was, the chicken nugget shit. I hated that shit. Like, I hated that shit so bad. I was so happy when that shit was done in the group. I was like, really? Are y'all serious? We really doing this? Like, for real? But there has been some advantages, disadvantages for those, depending on, what their skin tone is. And I just want to get into a dialogue. Because I've never really, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, even though I said I spoke on it once before, but I really never dived into it to the point
like what is,
from the wider lens, even in corporate America, and it just keeps going, even in like law enforcement, because it was some people saying that, even in law enforcement, the blacks weren't getting promoted and the whites were, and whatever. So yeah, it's crazy. We got a comment. Hold on, dang, I didn't even know we had this many comments. Let me see who. Oh, that's sis. Okay. Color preference. That's another term, right?
Yeah, color preference is
Color preference.
And then
yeah, so I would say it is I would say it is a broad topic. I would say that, but I do feel like there is some discussion there. You know what I'm saying? So we can kind of hear from see it from a different lens, hear it from a different perspective. So I'm ready for that. So Macy, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to bring these women on so we
can bring them
get
on.
our laugh on, because I can already feel a couple of laughs coming on already. I can just feel it. I mean, I'm a little. You know what I do? I do me. Everybody know I do me. But you know what I'm saying. So let me see if I can bring him in real quick.
Yeah.
Miss Patrice, what's going on?
Hello.
Who's listening to us? Y'all can hear us. Let me do a mic check so I can hear Patrice.
Hey, y'all.
Okay, I got you. I was ready to say, all right. So welcome. Hey,
Don't
listen,
do that,
welcome,
Kevin.
ladies. I thank y'all for doing this. We're not gonna keep you too long. We know it's late, and I know it's a work night. Whether y'all telework or go to work, most likely y'all might telework. People like, oh, I can't go back to the office. People be sneezing. I be like, fuck that. Hey Joe, somebody told me they went back to work and they was on the elevator and this white dude sneezed. They was so blown. I mean, blown. So even speaking of that, do either one of you all telework?
I do.
Look, boom, look.
But not completely.
No,
right
Treese
now,
is not complete.
Listen,
Okay.
I want 100%. But right now, I'm at home 3 days a week. But next week, I'll be at home only 2 days a week.
So when you go to the office, how is it now when you go to the office?
It's completely empty. Like, a lot of people are still not coming back in. So even on the 2 days that I do go in, I don't pretty much care. I go in my office and I really don't see people unless I'm coming in the building or going out. So
do you think people are still as cautious as they were?
No.
Okay.
No, I was in Target today and I think I was the only person wearing a mask and everybody was looking at me like I was the disease.
Yeah.
So,
That's how it is.
You too, man. They treating you like that?
No, well, first of all, I'm in Vegas. So behind me
it's
still light outside.
Yeah,
but I'm working. Still working, but I'm in Vegas. Don't do that, Treese. For all of y'all that know, Treese is my best friend's niece. So that's like my niece right there. So don't get in trouble.
You working.
She gave you the don't. Yeah.
But we're 100% at home for now.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna last, but I was one of the ones that was emailing like, I'm not coming back. Y'all breathing. I'm not doing it.
So how does? Okay, so you say you are 100% at home. How does that look though? Like, how does that day look like?
Well, I work early, so my hours are 6 to 2:30, and yes, I do get up. Like some people just think that everybody. Patrice and I work in patent and trademark and law, and you have to get up. You have to get up and actually work. We don't get to do.
My sister works.
We don't get to not work. Yeah, so
when I get up.
When I get up.
Trees don't get up. Yeah, see me, I get all the way up.
I'm not an early person.
I am.
though.
And
I get up early
and I
too,
purposely have my office downstairs.
62 sounds sweet though.
Yeah, and most of the time it doesn't end at 2. But after 2 is when I'm like looking over like, oh yeah, okay.
Trying to get it out the way,
Right. So, but I like it only because Treese is right. I still wear my mask everywhere. And everybody, like I'm at the Mandalay Bay and I think me and maybe 7 other people I've seen are wearing masks and they looking at me like she must have it.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, y'all probably got it. Like,
yeah, those are the ones who do have.
It's on at this point. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't fault you for doing it and can't fault you for not doing it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, man. I mean, when we caught it, I was just like, oh nah, this this is not good for anybody. This is crazy. Like what?
But
what
it's scary because every time you get a little cough, I know for me,
you be like, you go right in the kitchen. You go top up some ginger. You eat some vitamin C. You go right through, man. You like, man, fuck that, not again.
I'm one of the fortunate ones who I've never had it.
What?
Oh, wow.
Twice.
God bless you.
Yeah, and I haven't been sick. And before it was like one multivitamin. Now now I'm taking 12. Like I have 12 gummies every morning. I'm scared of everything. It's bad. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Wow.
It's the day we live in now. And
it is.
I would suggest keep doing whatever it is you doing. You know, multivitamins, C-malls. What is it? Whatever floats your boat, man.
You still gotta live though.
Yeah, so yeah. I wear
my mask in order to.
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna ask like, how was it to travel again? Because I know when we travel, it went smooth, but it wasn't as bad as we thought it was gonna be. I mean, because it was just like people just moved around. Everybody wore their masks. Everybody went to
but people still look crazy at you though when you call. You know, it was a lady across from us, and she was coughing. I was like,
"Hey,
see,
ain't right. Right? Yeah, I got to get up. Hey, excuse me, Godson. Can you, get us that number? Yeah, can you hear that?
I went to see my godson this weekend. He was on my shoulder. I said, have you had a COVID test?" And he only 5. Go ahead. I haven't had it, but I've seen, like I said, my husband had it twice. So I've seen when he got it the first time, the worst.
He had to live in the basement? He had to live downstairs?
The first time he did, and I was telling people like every day was scary because every day when I would go down to check on him, he was literally so bad, I didn't know if he was still going to be breathing when I got down there.
Right.
But you at a point where you like, this is like, they're not keeping him in the hospital, and he's not a hospital type dude anyway. Right. So that wasn't even an option. So we just put him in the basement. I was dropping everything off on the step. He had to go. He had to go because I ain't got.
It was serious, man.
No, and the funny thing is, he's the ginger guy, the black sea. He's every day like clockwork. And had it twice. I told him, I said, if you don't go get that vaccine, because I'm out here and I ain't even had it, and I had the vaccine.
That's crazy. I wouldn't even want my worst enemies to have that thing. That thing wasn't them headaches. I know everybody had different symptoms, but I know I remember the headaches vividly. Headaches was the headaches was really got me like. Especially when you try to go to sleep, it's just like, come on, dog. You just gonna keep pounding like that? Come on.
Yeah.
But did they stay around? Because they say that the headaches linger after you're not sick anymore. Do you still have them?
I know for me, the few months after I had it, I still had the headaches, but after a while, it did subside though.
Okay.
But
let me ask this. Is it true that people are now saying that if you caught it, you're starting to lose a little bit of your memory?
What?
Like you be getting forgetful. You be like, damn, I forgot about. I forgot.
I was doing that before COVID.
Well, I'm almost 50, so I don't need.
Oh, that's just motherfuckers getting old. COVID, man. I can't remember since I go there big, man. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I forget stuff by choice though. Listen, don't ask me nothing.
Yeah.
Selective memory loss.
Yes.
I think we all have a little bit of that.
See. I knew this was. Let me see. Hold on. They cutting up. I don't know. We're gonna see a whole bunch of. I knew it was gonna be some PTO shit. Look, that's.
Yeah, my sister works there. She works at PTO.
No, I mean not even that though. But I just knew when I said telework, it was gonna be some comedy because that's. Niggas ain't trying to go back to work. Niggas like, I ain't trying to go back to work. If I can telework,
if it isn't broke, why fix it?
Exactly.
Like Nate said, we've been working and we've been seeing like increases. They saving, these companies are saving so much money, not having to pay like these electric bills. Like for us, they don't have to stock our little kitchenettes on every floor. they've been saving money. So I'm just trying to figure out like why have us back in
Yeah, why y'all
still bringing in the money? It doesn't make sense to me.
It won't mess up until you have the people abusing it.
That's what I was
We've gotten a few emails about that, and now logging in and all of that stuff changed. So now it's like you got to do a lot to log in. If you idle for more than a certain amount of time,
fuck up a good thing, ain't that something?
They sure do. Always
you know that.
And we like, man, girl, go to work. Like, what are you doing?
Just log in. So now, somebody was telling me now they got these like ID badges for the federal government where you got to stick the ID badge into your laptop or your computer to turn on and for them to monitor your. Oh, for real? I ain't. When I was at Department of Education, we ain't have one. All we had was an ID badge. Get you out the way.
It's real. It's real.
They got some new shit now. They got some low jack shit. They tell you where you at.
What time you logged in, where you logging in from.
No, you're not. You're
It say everything. Right now it's saying my name and it say login date. It tells you I'm in Nevada. So had I known, if my job didn't know, I would have called. Like, your IP address is way off. Like, where are you? Yeah, it's serious.
All right, so let's get into this, man. We don't warmed up. I knew this.
Right.
Let's get into this, man. I'm not even gonna waste no time. I'm gonna get right into this because back in the day, because the nigga was a little bit light skinned, you know what I'm saying? I got picked on. I got picked on a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that because that might have happened to a lot of dudes back in the day. Dark skinned dude, he was considered the rough, the street nigga, and the light skinned nigga was, you know what I'm saying, considered the, you know, not so fighting type dude or whatever. And it's so many different lenses because I can slide it to Macy and be like, Macy, what you got? She may come from left field, and I know y'all gonna have something different. So I'm gonna go around. My thing was how even women kind of looked away from lighter skinned men and looked towards dark skinned men because we were perceived as like soft and you know what I'm saying, all this bullshit. But amazing, something along the realm of colorism. How would you?
Yeah, everybody has different experiences because I know for me, light skinned dudes, they never had a problem. So that's different for me. That's news to me. Yeah, it's light skin. I mean, even if they were considered like pretty boys or whatever like that, I mean, women still like them. They still went for them though. And you know, and then I feel like with dark skinned dudes, you know, women like them too. So that's why I was saying I don't know how much the men get it so much. Maybe when they're younger, maybe things happen, but when it comes to like women's preferences and stuff like that, I don't know how far stretch it goes for men. But I know for me personally, because I'm brown skin, I would consider myself brown skin. Yes, I would consider myself brown skin. What Kevin? What you consider?
No, what would you consider me? Would you consider me brown skin or light?
I would say like light brown. I would you like brown for real.
So my Mexican tan ain't nowhere on me at all.
No, because I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, you like brown, like how Patrice is. That's light skin to me. And when you get little dog, it's like light brown.
So I was told recently because I thought I was light skinned, but somebody else who was darker than me, a little darker than me, said they were light skinned. I was like, I would never describe you as light skinned. I was like, so if you're light skinned, what am I? They were like, you're red. You're red brown. That's a whole nother level.
That's a whole nother. And that's mean too. But I know that's a derogatory, thing, right? Y'all don't like being called.
Which is why I thought this was a good talk to be in on, because I come from a totally different end of it. Where, okay, so colorism as defined is discrimination or prejudice against the darker skin within your ethnic group or whatever. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then the reason why it kind of struck me was because my experience has never been. Now, if we go back to slavery and all of that, then yes. But once I started walking this earth and interacting with people, my experience has always been we have been discriminated against, or and I say we as in light-skinned people, or we have been discredited, right? And I say that because when I moved here from North Carolina and started going to DC public schools, 6th grade was the worst year of my life. And it was totally based off complexion, because every insult that was hurled at me was because of my complexion. And I felt discriminated against. And this is why I tell people, like, I was talking to my best friend about this last week. I love Black people. I really do, because y'all my people. But I don't always, you know how sometimes a lot of Black people tend to give other Black people the benefit of the doubt because those are your people. I don't. And I say that because the most hurt I have ever felt, though I know it's the white people who enslaved us and everything, the most hurt that I have ever felt because of my complexion has come from my own people. And it's a hard place to be in, because when you're light like me, you have your Black people telling you you're not Black enough. And the white people damn sure know you're not Black, so you don't fit in with them. So it's like you're in this little lane or this box by yourself, and you're like, where do I fit? The white people know I'm not Black. The Black people saying I don't have enough melanin. So it's just like you feel like you don't belong. So to me, that felt like discrimination and prejudice, because it was like I couldn't hang with the brown skinned girls in the school, because they was like, she thinks she white. And I'm like, how I think I'm white? I'm sitting here with box braids in my hair. Like, really?
I'm Black. I know I'm Black.
Like, what else do you want from me at this point? But it was nothing I could do, because it was just simply based off my complexion. And so, the discrimination part. And then the part where I say discredit is, sometimes I find, you know how, so recently when Cheryl Lee Ralph, I believe that's her name, won the award. Somebody brought up that she deserved it, which she did, because she had lost a lot of roles in the past to light-skinned women. Roles that she had went up for, and a woman of lighter complexion ended up getting the role. And I feel like they sometimes discredit us, because it's like, are you trying to say we got the role because we were lighter? Why couldn't we have the talent, right? When we beat out a dark-skinned person, why do you automatically assume because she light-skinned? Why it's not because, damn it, I'm just better for the job. Right. So it's always like we being discredited. And then, we have the tag that comes with it about, I've been told by a lot of people, which they don't know it's an insult, but I think it is. When I sit and hang out with people, they be like, oh, you cool for a light-skinned girl.
Oh, yeah.
What did you expect? Like, what was your expectation of me coming in the room? Oh, I thought you was going to be stuck up. And I thought you was going to act like you ain't, like, why? Like, I'm a grown woman. If I didn't want to be in a room to socialize, I would never come into the room. But I do think that dark-skinned people, they have this, not all of them, but I do think if we want to talk about colorism, and I know how it's defined, it can actually go both ways.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah.
Come on, Danae, don't be quiet on us. Come on.
I mean, I don't know if the bougie light-skinned girl was finished yet.
No, but I will say this. I went through a phase, and it was during 6th grade and a little bit of middle school. I went through a phase where I had been beat down so much from being light-skinned that I actually wish I was darker. Like, I felt like I started to feel like that's what beauty was defined as in my race.
Wow.
Is it like chocolate? And I and this, y'all might laugh at this, but Heavy D used to be one of my favorite artists. And I stopped liking him when he made the song Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream, because we all know what he was talking about. And I knew that wasn't me. Like, I'm like, he don't even like me, and here I am liking him. I need to find me a new artist to like, because I have all the cream in my coffee and any other in the milk. I have all the dairy in there to get to this finished product.
I knew where this was going.
I knew where it was going. I knew. I just knew.
I was just listening like, here you go.
Because when she started talking, I was like, oh Lord, Tree's about to, she about to.
Here you go.
So I knew I was like, you know what, Happy, I can't roll with you no more because I'm not even your type. Because you want black coffee with no sugar and no cream. That's the kind of girl he's down with his team.
See, I'm gonna take.
Remember the word.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some of what Tree said and kind of remix it a little bit because I understand some of the stuff that she was saying, but because I'm dark, mine came from a different place. Okay. And she's right. I have felt more racism from my own people than I have ever from any other persuasion. And it's because in maybe the 4th grade, very long time ago, but in the 4th grade, they associated my dark skin with dirty. So while I was one of the probably the cleanest kid ever, and just how I was raised, and I'm probably still that way, they just associated my skin complexion with dirty. So it was like, she dirty, she dark and dirty.
And what was this?
Wow.
I grew up in Brooklyn. New York.
Dark and dirty.
And it's just a melting pot. So I went to school with all kinds of.
But colorism is heavy up there too, though.
Oh, it's really bad.
But
Patrice, speaking about light skin, I've never had a problem with women that were lighter than me, ever. I don't think I went through that, like, because I was dark, light-skinned women was bougie. I never went through that. But I have to thank my parents for that. Because if you don't have people at home instilling in you that skin complexion doesn't matter, it can be hard in school. So with Trees having a hard 6th grade, I understand it. But in 4th grade, it was terrible for me. I went home and scrubbed because they had me believing, damn, you are really dirty. Like, so it takes a toll on you. Can you imagine 9 years old?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But by the time I got into maybe the 6th grade, it meant nothing to me. Good. So that's why I'm so good at what DC people call joning. That's why I'm so good at it, because in the 6th grade, I had it down pat. Because my sisters was like, this is what you do when somebody called you dirty. You know, everybody's mother was dirty. Everybody. So as soon as you said you dirty, your mother. It came off like, I mean, it was automatic.
Oh, bucks.
So, I mean, completely. So that's what I went through. It was more of, and then dark-skinned women are associated too. It's not all black women, believe it or not. It's darker women are associated with being more abrasive, more loud, and more hard. You know what I mean? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
And
I've heard that.
And unfortunately, a lot of darker women adapt it. They take it in, and they start to be that way because for so many years, it's what people associated with us being darker. You were going to be harder. You were going to be rougher. Just like you said, dark-skinned men were hood. You know, like they had this hood persona. It was the same for us. It was the same for dark-skinned women.
I mean, back in the day, back in the day, if you crossed paths with a dark-skinned dude, y'all had words, you knew y'all was going to fight.
Right, until you heard me speak.
I don't necessarily want to fight.
See, and who's to say all dark dudes want to fight?
I don't want to fight necessarily.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? You're cool to be light. And I used to hear you're pretty to be dark. You real smart. And sometimes they wouldn't even finish it. You talk real educated, and they really wanted to say to be dark.
Wow.
But it would not. I mean, it's stigmas attached to both of us, more light-skinned people and dark-skinned people. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And my last part is I wanted to come in with telling y'all that it happens in family.
Oh yeah.
I had it happen. I had it happen to me in my own family. I went to my great grandmother's funeral, and all of them are lighter, just like Patrice. So most of my mom's family is Patrice's complexion, And I remember my brother is light, very light. So he and I both were sitting together, and my great aunt said to my brother, Derek, you come sit with us, but Janine, you can't. And I swear, she said it just like that. Not sugar-coated, not, it's not enough room, it's not enough.
Right.
She told me that I had to sit where I was sitting. And then she said the same thing to my sister who followed behind me, who's also brown skin.
Did we ever find out what her thought process was? I mean, I know the old timers had their way of thinking, but did we ever find out her thought process?
I never found out her thought process, but Treese and Kevin, you know me, so I'm an asshole when I can be one. So what I did was I rubbed my arm on her and I said, now you got it. You need to sit back here with me.
What you giving out, cooties?
And that, again, that's what it feels like. That's exactly what they make you feel like. But now another thing that pisses me off is now all of a sudden, I've always embraced my color. Always been proud of it. Trees know that. I've always been proud to be dark. Now you have dark-skinned women who had all of these goddamn issues, but now because it's so accepted, now everybody is, this melanin is rich. Where were you when they were dogging me? Like, what happened? So now because dark-skinned women we're supposed to be this, this thing. I'm just saying thing because I can't say what I want. But now everybody,
you can't say what you want.
Everybody is automatically jumping on this bandwagon.
Yep.
Now everybody is rich in color. And
we're not gonna cancel you, man. Speak your mind.
Oh, I'm not worried about it. Goddamn well I ain't worried about you being canceled. But that's what I'm saying. My dark-skinned women, they do have to get it together because they were not like this. They were ashamed for so long of being dark.
Well,
I'm all of a sudden it's this thing. Now we got IG captions and everybody want to be on it.
Yeah.
Which are also very exclusive because this is another conversation I had with my best friend last week. When it comes to light-skinned girls feeling isolated. So like Nene said, a lot of darker complexion women are now then hopped on this wagon and everybody like, yeah, this is the thing to be. And they creating this, like the t-shirts and stuff that say like highly melanated and stuff. I could never wear that. I could never wear that. But it's so much of a thing
now.
Why
you can't wear that?
Why do you think? But you a black person. I mean, I see. For me, I think that's what I'm thinking the melanin shirt. That's what it's trying to celebrate, just being black. Period, regardless of what spectrum you may be on. Right. So I'm thinking like, because you have melanin, you
a vanilla latte. What they call it? Vanilla latte. Vanilla latte. That's what they call it. Vanilla latte.
But I haven't seen a shirt that said vanilla latte.
Well, we gonna get you one. I don't understand why. Yes, I will. Like, I don't understand. Your parents are.
You're black. Yeah.
You're black.
That's what melanin is.
I can wear those shirts. And then another thing I got on the other day, and I called her and I said, "Do you when I think Taraji P. Henson was the first person I heard say this, and she was hosting something one time, and I said, do you think I am included when people say this is for black and brown girls?" Right? Because if you felt the need to distinguish brown, I don't fit brown. So what is black? So are you telling me I fit in the black? Because you felt the need to distinguish the difference between black and brown. So,
were you talking about Latino girls? Because I know that term is always used when we're talking about the two minorities, they're called black or African American, and brown is the Latino. So I wonder if they were talking about that in that.
Yeah, not so much what your skin itself is, but you're a black woman.
Look,
so when they say for black and
she was ready to fight.
Yeah, so when they say for black and brown girls, they're talking about Hispanics.
And then
blacks. They're not talking about what either of us look like.
I'm glad you clarified that, because whenever I hear that, I'm like, does that include me?
So somebody asked why you couldn't wear the shirt. I think we just answered the fact that you're going to wear one, and then somebody said make one. So
I'm gonna make
exactly. Tell them and tell that person I'm going to get her one because
I just always felt like if I wore those shirts, people gonna be like, "No, she knows she."
But see,
that's the problem with us. We put ourselves in this box, and just because society tells us we can't.
No, I'm just saying because I mean, you'd be surprised at what we're very mindful of every day. And that's even a part of your mental health. What you're fucking mindful of. Oh, let me not say this. Let me not do that. Man, fuck that. That's too much thinking.
I know, Patrice, wear those melanin shirts, girl.
I'm saying bless her heart for thinking that way. Bless her heart. But what the fuck?
He gonna get you a shirt.
Who's gonna stop you? Even somebody does come to you like, why are you wearing that? No, this is
no.
What's the not it's excuse you? That's my favorite one. Excuse you? The fuck? Because when you say excuse me, they look at you like, what? Yeah, fuck you talking to? Fuck out of here. Off the break, you get out off the break. But I was gonna go here, y'all. So I had a friend, and it's not a Debbie downer, but I had a friend. He was in Catholic school. So right now I cannot remember his name right off top, but I hope I can before I finish. And he was a dark-skinned dude, right? But he played in the band, he played the keyboard, he was like the man, right? But at school, he still got treated a certain type of way, even with the nuns and the priests, and you know what I'm saying? Like they would line us up, they would put him in the back, like because he was, I don't know. But I'm just saying, I say all that to say that whatever was going on with him, and I can't 100% say it was colorism, but he did feel a certain type of way that people looked at him different, whether it was because of his skin or just whatever. But Slim ended up killing himself though, and I just remember this at such a young age for me, right? And so when I thought about that, I thought about how many other people are going through something similar like that, like especially with these kids, because when I look at social media for us as adults, I can imagine what social media look like for kids. How brutal they are with their words. You fucking dummy, you're a fucking idiot. Because they'll type anything. Because they just typing the shit. They don't give a fuck. Like, can't nobody hear them typing, you still some of a bitch. Can't nobody, you know what I'm saying? Can't nobody hear that. So they go in. But so I can imagine. I'm just saying, if you at home from work and you in the kitchen, I mean, you mindful of the child, but you don't know exactly what they doing on that motherfucking tab.
Right.
And they looking at you and all that. You black son of a bitch. You don't know that they typing that.
No, but think about it. Sororities did it for years, for so long. So everybody associated one. They associated one with people of Teresa's complexion, and then they did the other one with women of my complexion. They did a whole movie about it, Jigaboos, and I mean, so we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah, we are. We definitely are
all the time.
The thing about that, it's funny you say that, because I don't know, y'all. When I was in college and I thought about pledging, I refused to do the one for lighter skin because that's what people were expecting. And I refused. I found that a lot of decisions I've made in my adult life has been to try to debunk, should I say, whatever people say about light-skinned women. Whatever they think we do, I try not to do, or try to show you that that's not what it is. I wasn't even interested. Didn't even show up to a meeting that organization had, because I knew that's what people thought I would sway. When in actuality, I wanted to go to the other one that was initially thought to be for darker complexion.
Yeah.
The reason why I went natural was because I felt like pressing my hair was really confusing people about what I was. You know, you go get a good blowout, you got that body, you know what I mean? But when I let my hair do what it's going to do, I felt like people say, oh, yeah, you got that black people hair. You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of the decisions that I've made in my adult life, I found to be trying to make more of a statement that I am black, because for so long when I was younger, I was told that I wasn't black, or that I wasn't black enough.
Wow.
And so and it's bad, because it's almost like the relationship that kids have with the absent parent, where you want them to love you. I want you to see me, but they're just not seeing you. And that's how I felt for a long time about black people. Like, I want you to accept me because I am you, like I'm part of you. But that was not what I was getting. So then, like kids, sometimes they grow up, you know, if it's a boy whose father not around, he want to be great. And part of the reason why he want to be great is to show my father what he missed out on. You know what I mean? So then as an adult, it was like, I want to show them that I am, you know, I am black. You know what I mean? I mean, I think sometimes I think they knew I was black, but just something in them, like they always felt like we had it better. And I just want to say this too, because I told my friend this the other day, and you know, it started back from some of us being able to go in the house and some of us having to stay outside. Because I've had people tell me, oh, you a house, you know what I mean? You would have been a house.
And I've been told that I'm a field one.
So listen, and this is what I tell them. I wasn't a house because I asked to be a house. We didn't knock on the master's door and say, can I work in the house? Couldn't ask for anything. You asked for something, you was more than likely told what to do. You were more than likely punished for asking. How dare you ask us for anything? Just be happy with what we're giving you. But most of the time we were put in the house because we were their kids. And even though they were devil, something in them would not let their child be out there in the field with the rest of them. Now you ain't gonna come here and eat like my pure white kids, but you can come in here and
but that's how it happened. That's how it happened.
The
slave owners, slave masters slept with my color, so that they could make kids that were lighter. And that's why the lighter people were always in the house. But I mean, people literally say that, and it's not of the other persuasion, it's us. They say, oh, Janine, you know, you would have been out in fields picking that cotton, and master would have came to your quarters at night. I've had people say that.
Oh boy! Why? What is the point of saying that? I mean, just to make you feel a certain sort of way. I mean, I'm just listening to both aspects. Like, you know, our people can be so mean, and you're like, what was the whole point of doing all this just to make you just feel worse about? Because I'm feeling those people didn't feel good about themselves, so now I gotta, you know, attack this person, and it's just, and it's sad because it does start when you're young.
Yeah, and don't be confident. And I think that is where all of my hate came from, because they was like, how can she be that dark and that confident? It doesn't go together. So we're not even we got to break her down, because, you know, and that's what happened.
Hold on. So as a lighter skinned man, when I first met you, and I don't have no problem saying this, when I first met you, for the very, very first time I met you, I was a little intimidated of you. I was like, dang, she looked like she'll fuck a motherfucker up. You know? Like,
wow, was it because of her skin? Because black
and I guess the reason why I'm saying that is because it wasn't necessarily because of her skin. It was how she carried herself. You know, some of her mannerisms. I was like, yo, she looked like she'll fuck a motherfucker up, right?
I probably would. But let me tell you where that comes from, though. A lot of times I've had to be on the defense.
Me too.
So because I've had to be on the defense, I've always just been that way. It's automatic until I know who you are. I'm not putting my guards down immediately. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to observe you. I'm going to feel you out. And then that's why I'm telling you sometimes.
That can slide into a whole nother conversation, Joe.
It can.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
And I do carry myself like that. I carry myself like that anywhere I go. Nobody in the room is better than me.
That's right.
And that's how you got
to be. Yep.
So we do have one question, right? So we do have one question. So we have a dark skinned woman, we have a lighter skinned woman. So both of y'all take the question. Has there been a time when your tone has been the advantage?
Ooh.
So I hope my husband somewhere asleep because I'm about to put him on blast. But I do think my lighter complexion was what caught his eye.
Okay.
I know is what caught his eye, as a matter of fact, because
I'm about to go wake him up.
No, listen, we talk about this all the time. It's a joke now, but in the beginning, I was like, dude, and let me tell y'all this. So we met online. So all he saw was pictures. And I remember when he first reached out to me and we were like chit-chatting in each other's box. His question to me was, so what are you? I said, I'm black. And he said, and what? I said, and black. He thought I was Blasian. He thought I was black and Asian.
Okay.
And I was like, no, I'm all black. I'm all black. So when me and him got to talking, so my husband went through a phase, and this is deep rooted. We ain't gonna get into this, but he had kind of almost swore off African American women. Now he would talk to African women, like he talked to women who were from Mozambique, like he talked to African women, but just African American.
No.
I said no. And I think, and just being with him for the last 8 years, I think I know where that comes from, and I tell him about it all the time. But so when I found out that, I went in. I mentally, I said, I'm about to show him something that's gonna make him realize. Because mind y'all, again, I'm this adult that's trying to prove that I'm black and I belong. So I said, I'm about to make him realize for these last 34 years that he thought he was doing something with other races. The African American women is where it is. And I went through this phase with him when stuff used to happen and he used to give me my kudos and be like, boo, you doing that? And you know what I always say? That's what you get when you mess with a black woman. This what you do. When I feed him, like fix dinner, he'd be like, boo, you put your foot in it. That's what you get. Like I felt the need to always put that in his face. Like I don't know what you heard or what you saw coming up in your house, outside your house, in your hood, but this is where it is.
Sometimes it's some real
bad.
So
I think my dark skin advantage was in school, believe it or not.
Was in what?
School.
Like grammar school?
In high school, no. Okay. In high school, I was in drama. And I was the darkest one. And I would always get the opportunities to get the main character roles. All the time.
Okay.
All the time. And I started to believe it's some
chocolate. Okay.
Right. And I mean, but on the flip side of that, not to be a downer, I think they almost felt sorry for me. So it was like an advantage, but almost oh, come on. Everybody in here light skinned, Spanish or white. She the darkest little thing in here. Just pat her on her back and give it to her. But what they didn't know was it was giving me everything I needed to get out of school. So while you think you feeling sorry for me, it's an advantage to me. Thank you. I'm gonna let you think you're doing me a favor. So I think it was school for me.
So some people will call it the pretty boy syndrome, right? But I ain't look at it that way, right? So especially going to court, dealing with law enforcement all my life. I've been in the streets, I've dabbled with these people, and I learned how to stay under their radar. Meaning, like, look at me, and then beside me is a dark-skinned dude with dreads. Not saying he a criminal, not saying that he did anything wrong, but he just dark-skinned, he got dreads, He probably got a t-shirt on. When the police walk up on us, who they gonna fuck with more? Me or him? They're not gonna fuck with me. Cause I got this good polo shirt on. I look, you know what I'm saying? I'm out the way. In actuality, I'm the plug. You know what I'm saying? Whole time. So for me, when I was coming up, right, it just seemed like the right thing to do to look to be presentable, if that makes sense. But
here's the thing with colorism. How can they expect?
It was a little bad for me because I was clean and I did keep my clothes clean and I ain't have a lot of shit, but the shit that I had, I kept it clean. You know what I'm saying? But when I would go to school and the little girls would be high on my face, the boys be wanting to beat me up and shit. I'm like, damn, dog. I'm like Michael Jackson. I'm a liver. I'm not a fighter. Come on, man. What's going on? So back in the day, I did catch it. I caught it a lot. And my cousin, Jose, he was lighter than me. And he would attract all of the girls, and he ain't even want no parts of none of them girls. All that nigga want to do is play football and do boy shit. That nigga was like, I don't need night girls. Who need night girls? But all these girls like, oh, that's your cousin. He's so cute. Look at his little curly head. I was like, fuck that nigga.
Wow.
No, but what I'm saying though, but it just seems like everybody kind of shared. Macy, I'm gonna let you go too, but everybody kind of shared, but we all kind of got a different perspective of how it looks, and nowadays it's just so fluent now. Like it's just
but the common denominator is how can we expect other races to treat us better when we can't even do it ourselves?
Yeah.
I say that all the time when the same thing. Because an example I give to simplify it is, if you're walking down the street with some trash in your hand and you walk past somebody's yard that has trash in it already, you're not going to hesitate to throw your trash in their yard if you're trying to get it out your hand. How would they even know you threw it in there? All this other trash going on, it's too much for them to be concentrating.
Unless they got a ring camera. And they like, get that shit on my yard.
Like where? Come on, let's show where I threw it. All this stuff you got out here.
You lucky I'm at work. I can see you.
But this is a topic that needs to be spoken about more often. So we appreciate y'all having us on.
Yeah, it really does.
I mean, you know, for me, I just feel like,
Can it get better? Because
I don't know.
We all know that where it stemmed from, and it was a systematic decision to separate us, to not for us to be a community.
I mean, it's enough information out there. It's a decision.
They did it, and it worked because we bit the bait. We bit the bait, and then it
I just feel like one day as Black people we can change it, especially because we know where it came from. We know who kind of put us on this path of, light being better, dark being bad. If we know this now and are conscious of it, we can kind of stop it or prevent it or just kind of like end it. Since we, one day, hopefully, because there's a lot of things that they have done to us and we now do to ourselves. If we're conscious of it, we can kind of like just end it. Because I know for me, I'm not teaching my son colorism. Like, if he does figure it out, it'll be from outside. But in our household, there's no such thing as complexions being better or lesser.
Way more smarter than us. Yeah. They is figuring this shit out.
They are different.
I remember when Chase was small, because people used to ask me this, and our playground time used to be very limited, and I gave him plenty of opportunities, and I would still snatch him up, be like, we're gonna leave. When my son was like 3, 4-ish, and we used to go to the playground, he always went to the Hispanic and white girls to play. The playground could have Black girls on it, but he always flocked to them. I don't know what that meant, but I used to try to turn him towards, be like, Chase, look at her, she doing that. He would go to the other side, and I was I was like, well, why would he do that? And then somebody told me one day he loved his mother. Oh. And right now he does not see black, Hispanic or white. He sees light
who looks like you.
Yeah, so I'm going to deal with somebody whose complexion is very similar to that of my mother.
Wow.
So now that he's gotten older, I'm always like trying to be in his business to see if he like what the little girl is that he might like, and he ain't trying to tell me because he think I'm supposed to know.
Yeah,
but I'm trying to see like what is he gonna like. And yeah, I definitely try to sway him from that from like early age, because I did not want him to be that dude that think that beauty was in lighter complexions and straight hair.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful for the person who told me that, because I never looked at it like he probably just see
you
semblance to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I used to have permed hair. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I even think about going back to like job interviews and getting a job just because I look more presentable than everybody else. I ain't had the experience. I just was clean cut, fresh shave up from Jason or MLK. You know what I'm saying? And I got the job. How'd you get the job? I don't know. And when I think about it now, you know what I'm saying? That was wild. Like, I mean, it's been a lot of shit that's happened. You know what I'm saying? When I think about this topic, it make me think back.
Yeah.
Damn, it's been a lot. Yeah.
You would be amazed at what they think that we should do when we go on interviews, on anything. Like, they make us feel like we got to be so put together, and other people come looking a mess.
We gotta be 10 times more.
Like,
yeah.
So you know what I be thinking about sometimes now. So have y'all seen these documentaries about Woodstock? Have y'all ever seen any documentary about Woodstock?
No,
ever?
I've seen one.
Okay, so I've kind of seen an older one where they show all of the old footage of the first one, right? And it was so many people all these days, and then they did it again. So many people all these days, and I'm just looking at like, instead of calling it like a concert, why can't we like put a spin on it and just have a day where I remember people used to. I know a lot of people always talk about Lorton Day, where they used to have Lorton Family Day of Lorton, and they used to bring all of the kids, and it was just black people out there. The inmates used to hang out with their families. I'm talking about, why can't we have a big ass Lorton Day and just do that shit like periodically, so we could just love on each other, man? Because it just seemed like
because we are in our way, and we just can't do that.
And so I literally don't even want to be on social media no more. Like, I'm keeping everything in place, but I'm just going to delete the apps off my phone. So I'm still going to continue to do this, because I don't necessarily need this. You know what I'm saying? This goes to all my social media in one place. So I don't need, but I'm gonna delete it off my phone, because sometimes, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I get so disappointed at us in so many areas of our life. And I mean, I am not one to judge, I am not one to scrutinize, because who the fuck am I? I've been a raggedy motherfucker too, so I can't be judging you and telling me, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. But when I look at us, male, female, I just be like, what the fuck, you know? I mean, to these videotapes with these young women running out the makeup store with all of the makeup and shit, and then, you know, the ones when they in the hood and they fighting, and the two fat girls stop fighting and her titty fall out. Like, I'm getting sick of seeing this shit. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all, but I am, man. I'm just, when I see it on my timeline, I delete this shit. Like, because I don't want to see it. And I mean, I know sometimes we do get a kick out of it. We do be like, oh my God, look at this shit. But when after you do that, then you look at it again, like,
look at this. Just fed up with it. Yeah, like, look at it. You know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, for me, that's the way I think I'm going to, you know, kind of come back and and come back with a different lens. I'm gonna just kind of stop with social media for a while, like just stop looking at it, and then kind of see if I can
unplug.
Yeah, because it'd be too much, man. I mean, when somebody, I'm at work and somebody hit me and was like, "Man, what the fuck is these niggas doing in DC?" I think it was my man from New York. He was like, "Man, I'm gonna send you this clip," and he sent me a clip on IG, and it's a nigga that looked like the Black Batman walking on the motherfucking electrical cords.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what? What? He like, nigga, what? Y'all niggas crazy in DC. I said, nigga, this shit is unreal. I gotta unplug, man. I gotta because in my mind, the only thing I can come to most of the time, y'all, is mental health. I mean, I know we keep harping on it, and people get out of hearing that shit. Everything ain't mental health. When you think about it, it really is.
Everything is.
It really is, and it's generationally. Yeah. PTSD, a motherfucker. I know for a fact. Growing up on the South Side, I got PTSD. I know that shit for a fact. I mean, listen. I remember I went to this dude's. This dude was talking, a black dude. I cannot remember where he was from, but he was talking. He was like, "Okay, I can give you a perfect example of somebody may have signs of PTSD." He said, "I'm gonna start with the men." He was like, "Fellas, when you go out, depending on where you go, what's the scene? You always look at the door and you always put your back to the wall." He was like, "That's PTSD, fellas." Everybody just started laughing. Because when you think about it, niggas that have seen niggas get their head hit or seen some crazy shit, when they go somewhere, they survey the room, put their back to the wall, nigga, fuck that, ain't shit, man, fuck. I'm still gonna have a party. My back gonna be up against this motherfucking wall though. Fuck that.
Listen, I never said I had PTSD, but I have a habit of when I go out to certain spots, right? When I park my car, I back in because we gotta get our asses out of here. We pulling straight out. Ain't no making sure you can see back here. We pulling straight out, and if you in my way, you been mowed down. Because we shooting or whatever they doing, we out. Now I didn't know that was PTSD, but that's how I roll when I go to certain spots. I mean,
and we may joke about it, but the way he broke it down, the thinking itself attaches it. The thinking attaches itself to that traumatic event, and so now that traumatic event is back here. Now the thinking comes back. Now you like, and it's not. I mean, it's funny when you see it, but when you think about it, you're like, man, what the fuck wrong with this thing? I remember one time me and Gianna was in the truck, had the light, and you know the dudes that be asking for money and stuff, and I gradually, allow her to, Dad, you got change in there? Because I usually keep, dollars and stuff in my truck, so I would give her the change, and she would give it to the people. Like that. But one time it was a dude, and he was, talking crazy. I ain't laugh at him. I still gave him some money, but my Gianna was like, "Daddy, what's wrong with him?" And all I could turn to her aside, I said, "Boo, he's just having a bad day." Because I ain't want to get into he crazy or what I'm saying. I would just say so when she see people and she be like, "Daddy, she having a bad day." She might be on her phone talking to somebody. Like, "Daddy, she having a bad day." Yep, having a bad day. And so if again. I like a lot of the stuff that we were taught that we're trying to break, because I know as a parent, as a godparent, as a parent figure, as a role model figure, we all trying to break these little curses our own. Say she been living for the fight since day one. I mean, but you in the fight. You the fuck. I mean, I get it though.
We're all black people.
No, I get it.
No, let me finish.
Oh.
Soon as somebody tell you somebody did something, what's the first thing you say or ask? They black or white. That's like we do that.
I mean, for me,
it's like we want to categorize if that's some white people shit or if that's
but I think now what how society is now. If you hear the story, you be like, that was some white people shit. We ain't doing no shit like that. It's just some shit you just automatically know we not doing. Like if it's a man,
now we tripping a lot.
That ain't enough.
So I don't know.
We trip a lot, and I'll say this.
We doing a whole lot out here in these streets. So sometimes I don't be knowing.
Right, we are.
But that's not. But see that shit. I mean, and I got a friend of mine named Nadia, and she talk about this shit all the time, and I think it's so true. It's just area of proximity. Like these young people don't have nowhere to fucking go. They just like this. Like I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying. I mean, I think honestly. And I don't want to get too way off topic of what we was talking about, but I just feel like there is a percentage of family that's not there no more, like at all. Like Angel and her family, they're very family oriented. They sit down at the table, they eat dinner, they talk to each other. And I mean, no disrespect to that, but we ain't do that shit. My mother cooked food. She went upstairs. We made our plates. We in front of the TV or whatever. Boom. Everybody finished. You wash your dishes. That's nice. A lot of us ain't doing this shit no more. So a lot of us don't even know how to connect or
I don't
even be, family orientated, if that makes sense. Because we just we on our phones, we on our iPad, we just doing so much shit. So these kids saying this shit and they doing this shit. Like, I mean, when I talk to Gianna, I mean, sometimes when I FaceTime with Gianna, and it's sad, I'm getting used to it, but I'm like, if this how I gotta talk to her, then that's goddamn it, because she in Maryland, I'm in Florida. So she talking to me, we talking, she'll break the talk, and then she looking at, I already know what she's doing. I don't need to ask her no more. I just sit there for a minute. I'll be like, so how was math class? She was like, it was good, Dad. I said, how was reading? It was good. What you doing? I'm on my iPad. I said, why you not talking to me? I am. And she not looking at me at all. She's talking to me, looking at the iPad the whole time. I'm like, these little kids, man. So I mean,
unfortunately, a lot of parents, and this is no color, I'm just saying across the board, a lot of parents are allowing electronics to babysit.
Oh yeah. That's true.
What is that? We probably need to stop right there, because that just
that's
my
a
whole
whole.
That is a fucking conversation. Like for me,
it is.
So for me, so I had, and I am not in no way, shape, or form doing this to tap my own home. But I'm at work the other day. My man called me with a story idea that we might do next week. And towards the end of it, I told him, like, I was like, man, I want to do some other stuff, and I think I'm about to put this on the back burner. He was like, nah, Slim. He was like, you I mean, do what you do, but don't, like, the social media stuff, yeah, fuck that. But do this, keep doing this. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, nigga, keep doing this. I said, because you do it different than a lot of other people. You might not have every fucking viewer in the world, but the people that's viewing, they viewing for a reason. I was like, damn, and I mean, when I say to my own horn, I mean very humble, right? When I hear people say shit like that, but because sometimes it's surreal. Like, I don't. What? You said what? He said, nah, nigga, I be in your group, and he was like, nigga, I remember going through my divorce, and he was like, you had just started your group. I was in that motherfucker every day, and it helped me a whole year of my divorce. I was like, what? He was like, man, all of the posts and the laughing and the talking and shit. He was like, man, I was going to work on purpose, on time, just to play on Facebook a little bit before I started my day. I was like, damn, for real? So I was like, wow, that's crazy. So for me, I feel like, I mean, is that another conversation? Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
And and will it ruffle some feathers? Absolutely. But do I give a fuck? I do not, because I feel like if we gonna keep talking, let's keep it a break. I mean, let's talk, but let's keep it 100 though.
Yeah, I'm a definitely on that one, because I despise.
I mean, I ain't snitching. I ain't.
Because it
you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to bring some real shit back. Like, come on, Joe. Let's really keep it 100. Like, why are a lot of us struggling in our daily lives? Not because of nobody or no. It's turn the mirror, turn your phone around and do like this. Nigga, it's you, nigga. The fuck? Come on. Motherfuckers don't want to hear that though.
I'll just to piggyback on something that Neen said earlier, and I think this is really the conclusion of it all, is just Black people learning to come together all the time, and not just when it's the others against us. Because I have yet, and this is intentional. I have yet to do any kind of marches. I have yet to show up with a sign. I have yet to do an arts and crafts, the post. I have yet to put up that, like when certain stuff happened and everybody changed their profile to show unity. Here's why. Because what you won't do is ask me to come down there and support because a police officer, a white man, killed one of us. But soon as a dude who grew up in the same neighborhood kill a dude that he grew up with, the first thing y'all want to do is be hashtagging free Lil Tay. Lil Tay just killed another black dude. But as soon as the white people support their people that then killed one of us, it's like, oh, all them motherfuckers, they supporting each other. Look what he just did to us. But you support Lil Tay, who just killed Lil D, but all y'all grew up together. You cannot pick and choose when you want to be about us.
Be unity, be united.
Be about us all the time. If Lil Tay killed Lil D, let Lil Tay go sit his ass down for 25 to 30 years.
Oh, sure.
No, don't free him. Because if he come back out here, he gonna kill somebody. He gonna kill somebody else who look just like us.
Listen,
no,
but
don't
that's
free
just.
him.
But that's just one thing, because it'll be Karen at work to buy you a housewarming gift before Tanya, before Keisha.
Oh yeah.
They all they want to know is where your house at, how much you paid, what you got in it, who did it, where you get it from.
As soon as they find out that stuff, that's going to depend how they deal with you moving forward. Because if you got more than them, more than them,
of course,
we ain't really cool no more. But as long as they think you coasting up on them, hang with me.
Why y'all wait till we about to get off of here?
No. Because Treese, what it is, it's okay to have, but it's not okay to have more than them.
Exactly.
And it's just us. It's just us. It doesn't come from them. It comes from us.
Yeah, it's us. And it's because and deep down though, I just always feel because black people deep down just don't like themselves, so we just exude all of that to each other. That's what we do.
It's just crabs in a barrel. Crabs in a barrel. You see a barrel, a bushel of crab. Yeah. They trying to pull the other one back with them. That's what we are.
Well, I mean, technically, he's grabbing him to try to get out too. But I get you.
No, he ain't.
Because we had this conversation, and so I'm listen. I'm high shit one night.
You be taking off their legs.
Man, listen, I'm high shit one night, and I'm looking at the damn Discovery Channel, and they start talking about crabbing, and I got to see the elevation of a crab and how they get into the ocean, so listen, all I'm saying is them goddamn crabs ain't trying to grab another crab to pull him back down out that mud. He's trying to get out that mud.
He's trying to get out, but he's using leverage to get up.
But in order to get out, he's got to get him out his way.
I got it. I just
don't want people, that's what I mean.
Don't want people to think that that's his only, you know what I'm saying? That's his only purpose. No, he's not pulling them down because that's what he wants. He pulling them down because goddamn it, I'm trying to get out this bitch.
But here's the thing though, and the reason why I think we have the crab mentality is because of this, and it just goes back to what we were just touching based on. I don't think we would be so quick to pull down another person to try to pull ourselves up if we truly believe that once you got up there, you would turn around
and do the same for you.
But that's not the case. From experience and from what I've heard from a lot of other people, and I hate to do this to us, but here you go. Black women in power have been some of the worst supervisors you can ever work under. It's like you get up there to the top and you shit on other black women who you see taking the exact same steps that you took to get there. Yeah. Help me out, sister. And that's part of the reason why, if I had to vote in my supervisor, and I'm being completely honest when I say this, if it was a such thing as when supervisors left, or presidents of companies, or managing partners of firms left, and it was a ballot for us to decide who would next go in the role, I probably would not vote in a black woman. Simply because from experience, I've had one black female supervisor who to this day me and her like the best of friends, but that's out of how many jobs. But
is that
is right.
Is that the black female supervisor to another black female subordinate or male subordinate?
No. Let me say this: it's as a supervisor, because I am one. Treese is absolutely right. I had another black woman on my team say, "You are the best supervisor like us that I've ever had," and I thought that you would be. She said, "I thought you would be the opposite because of my history with us." She said my last supervisor didn't want to help me because she was so worried I was trying to take her spot.
Yeah, see, it's that. Yeah, it's just. But and the thing is, I'm not saying I have sympathy over these black women supervisors, but I just think it's how they came up, and then they're really they want to hold on to what they got, so they don't want no other black woman to take their spot, because when you work, I know for me, I've always worked in a very white male dominated industry in news and broadcast and journalism. So as being just a black person, period, and that sort of vast majority of white men, you got one black person, you're just trying to hold on to that one spot. So you do think they're going to knock you off to just put another black person right up in that spot. Not saying I have sympathy for, black women supervisors. I personally have never had a black woman supervisor ever, but white male supervisors are not the best. As for me, they the worst out here. But I never had a black woman supervisor. But however, I have heard when black women when they get up there, they do that. They don't bring nobody back. They don't help no other black woman to come up or to teach them how to even get to their spot. They don't do that.
I mean, I told her everything I know, and she's me somewhere else.
But that's
just it.
But and I feel like as sister, but that's a whole other topic too. Black women in the sisterhood, that's a whole other topic that black women need to get it together with.
We'll be on here until tomorrow.
I'm taking mental notes though. I'm taking mental notes because like I say, when we have conversations, I feel like great conversations come out of the conversations that we have. So I always try to take a mental note and be like, we might do it again. Those are a couple topics that we can go and we can take the exit and go in a different direction because it's just so much of it. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. I'm gonna still do this, you know what I'm saying, weekly basis. But just like being in the group and being on social media and being as attentive as I thought I had to be in the beginning, I'm taking a step back. Like I had a friend hit me the other day, and again, it just was something that confirmed the impact. It's like he was like, yeah. So I went on your Facebook and I was looking at your podcast. I was like, huh? He was like, yeah, the lives that you do. I said, oh no. I said, so that might be like just a touch of the podcast though. He was like, for real? I said, yeah. So if you go to what did I send him to? I sent him to Spotify. So he went on Spotify and looked it up, and then he hit me back. He was like, so it's like 148 episodes in here. I was like, yeah. He said, take your time. He was like, for real, on top of Facebook? I said, so a lot of people don't know I've been grinding for a minute, and now I just feel like I just want to take a break. I just want to take a little teeny break, Joe. It's just a mental health break, so to speak. Because I do care. I think that might be my biggest problem or concern or issue. However I can make it sound is that I care too much. So when I see us doing dumb shit, when I see that we can be making different decisions, when I see that, you know what I'm saying, politicians and the president and the same shit over and fucking over again, I'm just over it. And I'm just now just ready to focus on what the fuck we want to do and try to focus on that shit for a while. And I told her in the pool today, I said, the next pictures that people gonna see of me are ones that you take of me. Cause I just want to take a break. I seen a post the other day, y'all, we gonna get off here. But I seen a post the other day, and when I read it, it instantly made me upset. Like it made me so mad. I was at the light was green. Somebody was blowing for me to go. Cause I was like, what the fuck? Cause it was beyond ignorant. if I think for me at the age that I am now, because I used to be an ignorant, and I break it up so it can sound real like uneducated. I was an ignorant motherfucker. I was real ignorant, Joe. But now that I'm a little older and I got more reasons to be not as ignorant, when I see ignorant shit, I'll be like, what the fuck? Shit just pisses me.
Not as ignorant.
What's the old saying? It just burns my britches.
He was I hate to bring this up, but y'all don't know the first time I met Kevin, he was clutching with this guy in Upper Marlboro.
You talk no,
and
what? They
was telling him not to do that to that boy, and he would not stop. And I was like, this man is crazy. Like,
no.
When
he say ignorant, he was ignorant.
No, we've all had Kevin in the car doing a live, and he just stopped in the middle of the live and be like, "Man, what the?"
He can be ignorant. Yes, he can.
Listen. One thing that I learned from my pastor that before I left Maryland was God knows my heart, and that's all I'm gonna say. He knows where my passion lies. Damn it, He knows. Only He knows. But to help save myself, the story that she's mentioning isn't as cut and dry as she's making it out to be. There was some circumstances. Yes, there was some circumstances that arised, and my family. I felt like my family needed to have a sense of safety and protection in that time, because it's all women in the house. So if this dude at the door and he ain't supposed to be at the door, my brother leave out, we talking and drinking and shit. I noticed. I'm like, where the fuck my brother at? I go outside, my brother talking to this nigga politicking. Woo 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 woo. I'm like, man, listen, don't knock on the motherfucking door no more. What? Don't knock. Oh, hold on. Yeah, don't knock on the motherfucking door.
It was under control until Kevin went outside. I'm gonna just say that.
Don't knock on this door no more.
It was under control. We had it covered, and then Kevin went outside.
This nigga was inebriated, and they just talking to this nigga, and he still no. I wanted to wake his ass up. No. I'm sorry, y'all.
But he's grown now. He's much better. And
But I'm much better, and I want to talk about the shit that we need to be talking about, man, because there's a lot of shit that we ain't talking about, and we need to keep it 100. I mean, everything that we talking about, we not gonna always agree, but I mean, I feel like if y'all tell me something and I ponder on that shit, I'll be like, damn, okay, now I think I got an idea. I might not 100% agree, but I can kind of understand where you was coming from when you said this shit. I'm just tired of the, being disrespected because we ain't got the same opinion. Like, come on, stop it. Don't do that. But I mean, I'm glad y'all came by. Yeah. I mean, I swear I got both of those conversations pinned up here. So don't think this is gonna be the last time, because it might not be the last time. Patrice,
I got you.
But I do think that you could have left that memory a memory, because that was some way back. I still got it's on this side. I got this little bump on the outside of my lip. And that's when I bit down and I hit him, and I got that little, and I think about that shit all the time. That was some bullshit.
But thank y'all for having us.
The next week, oh yeah, man. So before we leave, what time is it in Vegas?
It is 6:32 here.
PM.
Oh, okay.
You about to go.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like,
and we about to go to fuck the bed. That's some bullshit.
Yep. Good night.
Oh man, appreciate y'all, man. I'm glad y'all came through, man. I got something else coming though, man. Y'all might be back, man. Y'all be easy.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.
MAT, don't be laughing like that. That shit ain't funny.
Wait. Are we still live?
I know we still live, but I'm saying don't be laughing. You be.
Laughing at what? The story about you?
See how she be doing me, man.
What?
Man.
What? The story about you fighting that dude?
Let me end the broadcast, man. Y'all be.
Yeah. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Okay.